Ben Youngs, well done on the performance today. A really important win. What was the atmosphere like in the dressing room afterwards?
Yeah, mixed. I think some guys were a little bit disappointed, myself included, with personal performance, but at the same time it's a bit of a smile because obviously we're beating the French and it's another great victory which we'll take. But it shows wonders of the team, the fact that some guys aren't happy with their performance because we're moving in the right direction, and some people would have been happy with that, but not this team, and we know we've got more to give, and we should have closed that out earlier and won by more points, and we simply didn't do that today. But we've won, and we'll have a pint and enjoy ourselves, and have a hard look at ourselves on Monday and review.
Jono said that he was experiencing from some of you as you were going in that you weren't happy with that performance, yet he was saying you guys have got to learn that in some of these games you're going to have to play like that. Is that as much of a learning curve as being able to put 50 points on Italy?
Exactly. I think you can't compare France with Italy. I think, no disrespect to Italy, but I think, they're very forward oriented or whatever. And, it was sunny, it was lovely weather, you could chuck the ball around today. It was miserable, greasy, horrible ball against a load of French mutes, to be honest with you. And, it's a tough game, so you have to play completely differently. And I think, Jono's exactly right. Winning against the French is priceless, especially against a very, very good French side that came here to dominate us and bully us, and they simply didn't do so. But obviously at the same time, obviously some guys are disappointed.
There are a few errors in the first half, from the forwards through the backs as well. Do you think it's a test match of that sort of quality and something that is that tight that will really test things like half-back partnerships between yourself and Floody at this level? I
think it's tough. I mean, there's a lot of us frustrated at half-time and getting pretty angry with one another because simply, we found at times, there was spaces. I certainly gave the forwards a bit of a rollicking because, I found I was running into spaces and there was holes around me, yet no one was running off me. And then I chucked the ball in the hope that someone was there, and they're not. And then, it's a little bit frustrating because you're like, what are you doing? But it's one of those things, and it's something we'll learn from. At least we can identify these problems now and move forward. But sure, obviously it's tough. But there was mistakes, but I don't think the conditions helped that. And I think there was mistakes by France as well. They got in some really good areas, and thank goodness for our sake that they dropped it or they spilt it or what have you, or kicked it away, and that helped.
You seem to be sort of denied a fair bit of time and space generally by the French. They were on you very, very quickly, particularly in that first half, weren't they?
Yeah, I think so, but it doesn't bother me because if they're on to me, that means there's space elsewhere, and that's why I was getting frustrated because there was space outside me, yet no one was hitting the holes. And people often ask, obviously, and Toby have such a good relationship. Obviously, you know what you're doing. Well, it's pretty simple. If I run out and the bloke, comes to tackle me, there's usually a hole right on my shoulder, so he reads it. I just need to make sure then our mutes start reading it, otherwise I'll be getting a little bit more frustrated.
And moving on from here, obviously, as you said, there's still a fair bit to be pleased about. That bar has always moved higher and higher, isn't it? And now a 2-week gap again to try and work towards Scotland.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's the main thing for this team. Is obviously some people would have been really happy with that, and obviously Jono said guys be happy, but it shows this team is moving in such a good direction that some guys aren't, and we demand high standards. And in areas today we could have come away with more points and we didn't, and we weren't clinical enough. However, obviously the coach will bring us in and give us a good review and stuff, and then we've got to really look forward to obviously Scotland and Ireland, and we've got some tough games laid ahead, but we're in a real good place at the moment, and the squad's in a real good place.
Just finally for me, in terms of seeing these kind of games out, there was the South African defeat obviously in the autumn, which at one point seemed to be in a similar kind of very tight and attritional game, but now England do seem to have the poise to be able to see these games through, don't they, which is really key.
I was just saying that one of the most pleasing things obviously against Africa, we got bullied and we lost the game. Today, they picked the side to bully us, and at times they did, but yet we still come on top, which means as a squad we're learning very quickly in terms of how to deal with different game plans, different styles of rugby. Obviously against Australia they want to play like we did, and we came out on top. Against South Africa we got bullied, and the French tried to bully us today, but we came out on top, which is great because it shows we're learning very, very quickly in the right direction, and guys are bringing their experience from losses into victories, and that's the main thing for us.